So, I would like to welcome you all for a very important session in this course, and today I am going to present the course blueprint. So, through this session I am going to make you aware about the general studies main cum pre course which we offer at ALS, and then I will support you in formulating the strategy with which you can get the maximum benefit out of the program. Okay. So, you should be fully aware about what this course is all about and how you can get the maximum benefit out of this course. So, for that I am going to present today the course blueprint for general studies pre-cum main course. And one thing in the beginning which I would like to share with you all, by joining the morning batch, you all have gifted yourself an opportunity for extended period of self-study. This is what I am telling on the basis of my experience. By 11 in the morning, your class for general studies will be over, and day long you have for revision, consolidation, self-study, and that is very important. What we find many students during preparation, they keep on running from post to pillar, collecting information about what to read, what not to read, and in that they are exhausting their energy, time. So, I always feel that people who join morning batch, they are very advantageously placed, because by 11 AM in the morning you will be back to your PG or hostel or your home, and then day long you have for self-study, for revision, for acceleration. One of the key component for success is scheduling time management, and this is where you all are placed very advantageously by joining the morning batch. Okay. So, first thing what I would just like you all to say, in the recent past what we have seen, civil service exam has undergone changes. The nature, pattern, the syllabus, the standard of questions, the expectations of UPSC from aspirants, all these have changed over a period of time, particularly in past 7-8 years. And accordingly there should be and there must be change in your strategy. In one sentence, if you ask me what these changes are all about, when I was preparing for the exam, when Jojo sir was preparing for the exam, when most other faculty members who will come to conduct sessions, they were preparing for the exam, and today when you people are preparing for the exam, what change? So, in our days, UPSC civil service exam, success was dependent on your preparedness to deal with expected. But today, success is heavily dependent on your preparedness to deal with unexpected. With best of the preparation, when you will step inside UPSC exam hall, you will find surprises will be waiting for you in the question paper. And how you are going to handle those surprises will govern the destiny. Now, the million-dollar question is how to prepare yourself for unexpected. You can prepare yourself for unexpected by doing justice with the syllabus. You can prepare yourself for unexpected by scaling up certain skills, skill-centric preparation. In particular, your writing skills, how powerfully you can pen down your thoughts how powerfully you can express with pen what you know. You may be knowing many things, but then do you have the abilities, the capacity, the competency to express powerfully with pen? So writing skills, analytical skills, how well you are keeping yourself updated and informed about all contemporary developments. These are key factors. So exhaustive coverage of the syllabus, and not only exhaustive coverage of the syllabus, time bound coverage of the syllabus, along with your focus during the preparation on acquiring some skills which are very, very important, particularly your writing skills, answer writing skills, essay writing skills, your ability to pen down, your thoughts, how quickly you can think on a particular topic or theme, how well you can package that theme in the form of good answer, how quickly you can think on any topic and can generate points and then can arrange points and then can pen down in the form of answer, and anyone who will read that answer will get impressed. These are the newer needs, and we have designed the course, we have developed the curriculum to cater these newer needs. But then you need to understand the rule of the game first before you start playing the game, right? Before you start playing the game. And this is why we have named the session for the day Course Blueprint, where I will be telling you key features of the course. And not only I will be telling you the key features of the course, but I will also be telling you the do's and the don'ts during preparation and how you can get the maximum benefit out of this program. Okay. So first thing, before I tell you about the key feature of the course, I would just like you all to have this clear understanding. I want highest degree of your concentration for next 10 minutes. Okay? Highest degree of concentration for next 10 minutes. Because I want a attitudinal transformation you all related with learning. And once you have this attitudinal transformation, then your task to prepare for civil service exam conducted by UPSC, which many says that it is the toughest nut to crack. But I, in my individual capacity, has a very strong belief that it's not that difficult exam. I would not say that it's an easy exam, but I would not agree that it's the toughest nut to crack. If you prepare the exam with positive frame of mind, if you prepare exam with high degree of commitment towards what you are doing, with discipline, with determination, and with right strategy, then most of you can crack, is what I believe. Okay, but for that, in the beginning, one attitudinal transformation towards learning, very much needed. And once you are able to bring that attitudinal transformation in you towards learning, then you will get the maximum benefit out of this program. So for this, I am going to first tell you what are the stages of learning. So according to me, there are 4 stages of learning. Right? There are 4 stages of learning. The first stage or the fundamental stage of learning, we can say reproduction without understanding. Okay, the first stage of learning is what? Reproduction without understanding. Now, how you can understand this stage of learning? Through life example. When a child is born, okay, in every family you will find child being born. Okay, so when a child is born, 1 year, 1.5 years later, the child will be, not speaking anything, but then will start speaking something. And for many years, the child will be in which stage of learning? Reproduction without understanding. The child will start calling one lady mama, ma, but will not understand what is motherhood. Will never understand at that age what is motherhood. Only thing the child knows that whatever my needs are being catered by this lady who is always around me to take care of me. So this is why she is my mom, mama, ma, whatever may be the word you may be used. The child will, start going to play school and will learn rhymes. Whenever any visitor will come, the proud parents will instruct the child, beta, uncle ko rhymes sunao. And the child will start reciting twinkle, twinkle, little star, but will not understand what is star, what is universe, what is planet, nothing. Only one thing. If instruction from mama or papa, then I have to recite this. And if I recite properly and successfully, then some appreciation, some acknowledgement. Okay. So the child is in which stage of learning? Reproduction without understanding. That is the first stage of learning. The second stage of learning is reproduction with understanding. Okay, reproduction with understanding. Most of you in your day-to-day life are in which stage of learning? Reproduction with understanding. Today, whatever words you use as a part of your verbal communication or whatever, gestures you make, you know the deep meaning of it. Is it not? Today, when you call a lady ma, you understand deep meaning of motherhood. You know why you are calling the lady ma, because she is the one who has kept you inside her womb for 9 months. It is she who has undergone labor pain to deliver you. It is she who has opted for many sleepless nights so that you can sleep comfortably. It is she who has made all sacrifices so that you are very comfortably placed in your life. So today when we use any word as a part of our verbal communication in day-to-day life, we understand the meaning. Even when we are using some foul language, gali bhi de rahe, we understand that it's a foul language, it's not a good word. Okay, why? Which stage of learning? Reproduction with understanding. The third stage is generation. Okay, third stage of learning is what? Generation. Okay, in Hindi we call utpadan. Okay, Electricity is generated. Is it not? How electricity is generated? Yeah? How electricity is generated? We rotate turbine. And there are various ways in which we can rotate turbine. We are rotating turbine by using steam. We are rotating turbine by using kinetic energy in flowing waters when we make water fall from great height. And there are so many other ways in which we are rotating turbine. And then we are generating electricity, generation. So generation stage in learning is what? You learn from different sources and in a different way. You learn while you read books. You learn while you interact with someone. You learn when you listen to teacher explaining things in class. You learn when you watch TV. You learn when you read newspapers. You learn when you think and reflect upon. You learn through experience, observation, and then you have the ability to generate. Right now what I am doing? I am generating a conversation with students who have joined ALS for General Studies Main cum Prelims course with the intention to take up exam in 2023. I am generating conversation and I am using what? What I have learned in books, what I have learned through my experience, what I have learned through interaction with successful as well as failed aspirants. I am using what? What I was told by my teachers in the days of my preparation. So generation is what? You learning from different sources and in a multiple way. Learning not only confined when you read books and content, but thinking, reflection, discussion, brainstorming, okay, reading newspapers, internet browsing, magazines, journals. So from multiple sources, what's coming to you? Inputs, information, knowledge, experience, and then you having the capacity and ability, to use and process those and generate whatever is needed at whichever time. So this stage of learning is known as what? Generation. And for generation, what is important? Allowing inputs and information to come through various means and then having the capacity to process, generate, and cater the needs. So this stage of learning is known as what? Generation. And the highest stage of learning is creation. Creation. When you create something new, okay? When you create something new, creativity. Everyone is not able to reach to this stage of learning, but it's not that difficult to reach to this stage of learning. Creation. Who are the people who are reaching to this stage? Poets, authors, artists, thinkers, laureates, philosophers, academicians, researchers, scientists. They are the people who are reaching to which stage of learning? Creation. And they create something. And who are the people who are able to reach to this stage? Each one of us is born with some genius in us. And if we are able to locate that genius within us early in our age and dedicate the life for that, then we will reach to which stage of learning? Creation. When Sachin Tendulkar was born, he never thought that I will appear in civil service exam. He never thought that I will enter in Bollywood and will become a superstar. In very early age, through his parents and coach, he was able to realize that he has a very different wrist, and that wrist is for swinging the bat. And what he did, he dedicated his life to the game of cricket. And the way he played this game of cricket for so many years, that he was treated as God of cricket. Okay. So creation, who are the people who are reaching at this stage of learning? Laureates, academicians, scientists, thinkers, researchers, and many others. But few can also reach to this stage of learning in a small little way, through innovation and creation during preparation. What you have to create, how I can get additional half marks in the answer which I am going to write. So these are the 4 stages of learning. What are the 4 stages of learning? Reproduction without understanding, then reproduction with understanding, then generation, then creation. Have you understood the 4 stages of learning? Can I do some straight talks now? Can I do some tough talks now? You will not feel offended? Huh? Okay. Promise? Yeah? Tell me. You don't have to be touchy. और एक सबसे बड़ा prime contributory failure for many serious aspirants, that they are emotional fool. हमेशा प्रिपरेशन में फोकस कहाँ है? IQ लेवल बढ़ाने का, इंटेलिजेंस कोसेंट, और कहां पर है बहुत डेफिसिट? EQ, इमोशनल कोसेंट, बहुत वीक है. For small, little things, what they do, they feel, disturbed. For so many small things, they will feel disturbed. Okay. So what I was saying, 4 stages of learning. What are those 4? Reproduction without understanding, then is reproduction with understanding, third stage is generation, and the highest stage is creation. Now what you need to understand, majority of Indian students who are doing graduation or post-graduation, in schools and colleges, at which stage of learning they are? Majority of them are in the stage of reproduction without understanding. Some of them are reaching to which stage? Reproduction with understanding. But no one is reaching to the stage of, very, very few exceptions are there, who are reaching to the stage of generation and creation. You think deeper. Self-evaluation. The graduation degree which you have in whatever subject you have is the end result of what? Reproduction without understanding. I am also a mathematics graduate and I am one of the topper of my university. Very good marks. And that created a perception within me that I am so good in maths, why don't I choose maths as my option? And I landed up choosing maths as my optional in the first attempt when I wrote main. But then, inside the main exam hall, I could realize, a great realization, that how wrong it was for me to conclude that I am so good in mathematics. So my maths marks in my university was the end result of what? Reproduction. What is happening in most of the colleges and the institutions and the university? During graduation, students are studying for how many days? 2 days before each exam, each paper, 2 nights. At some places, one night also. Previous night overeating, and in the exam hall, vomiting. And the end result is what? 65% marks in graduation, first division. Some will say very proudly, distinction के साथ pass किया है. You know from what I learned, from where I learned this, right? When students will come for civil service exam preparation, they always have one confusion: which optional to choose. And when they come to me asking this question, sir, which optional to choose? I will always say, why you are confused, my dear? Choose the subject in which you have the academic background. The moment I will propose that choose the subject in which you have the academic background, instantaneously the candidate will respond, no sir. फिजिक्स ग्रेजुएट क्या बोलेगा? फिजिक्स नहीं लेना है. मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर क्या बोलेगा? मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग नहीं लेना है. साइंस वाला छोड़ो, ह्यूमैनिटीज में अगर इकोनॉमिक्स में किया है बोलेगा इकोनॉमिक्स नहीं लेना है. हिस्ट्री किया है, हिस्ट्री नहीं लेना है. So closeness towards not choosing the subject in which the candidate has the background and openness towards choosing any other subject. Surprising is not that they will say big no to the subject in which they have the academic background, but then they will say, sir, I have learned political science, international affairs is doing very well these days. Can I choose? This is an indication of what? That graduation and post-graduation of that particular candidate is the end result of what? Reproduction without understanding. So if you want to qualify the exam, आपको क्या करना होगा? For many years, you have been in which mode of preparation? Reproduction without understanding. And some of you have been in for some years in which stage of learning? Reproduction with understanding. अब आपको कहां आना है? जनरेशन के लेवल पे एंड क्रिएशन के लेवल पे. And the day when you will bring yourself to the level of generation and creation, no force in the world can stop you being successful in civil service exam or any competitive exam at national or state level. But for that, what is very much required? You bringing yourself to which stage of learning? Generation and creation. And for that, you will have to take affirmative steps. As far as learning is concerned, all of us have the natural temptation and tendency of being a status quoist. We resist changes. What we do? We resist changes. आपको क्या लगेगा? अभी भी बहुत बच्चा आता है, क्या बोलेगा? नोट्स लिखवा दो सर, डिक्टेशन, मटेरियल दे दो, हम जाके घर पे पढ़ लेंगे, रट लेंगे, मेमोराइज कर लेंगे. Rest of the material if we give you, which you will memorize also, you cannot crack civil service exam conducted by UPSC. You may crack SSC, you may crack one day exam जो होता है, you know, which is just testing the range of information which you have. UPSC ने अपने गाइडलाइंस में सबसे पहले लिख दिया है, the first statement which they have written, that we are not interested in testing the range of information which you have. And even today, majority of the aspirant, what strategic error they are doing during preparation? They are just trying to stretch the band of range of information. How much I know, it's not important. How well you know, what little you know, is important. So, what you will have to do? You will have to bring yourself to which stage of learning? Generation and creation. And why I am saying this? We have designed the course which will help you, and I will not use the word help, which will support you in scaling up yourself to higher stages of learning. But for that, you will have to respond very positively to the calls which we are going to give. Is this clear? So you will have to say big no to what? Reproduction. No point of mugging up something. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं ना, I am going to tell you how to make notes, class notes. It's not the notes which matter, but the process through which the notes is being prepared is what matters. आपको मैं 10 टॉपर का नोट्स दे दूं, कुछ फायदा नहीं हो, लेकिन आप जो नोट्स बनाएगा खुद से, उससे आप टॉपर बन जाए. So it's not the end product, but it's the process. So you will have to scale up yourself and you will have to reach to the level of generation and creation. And this is where you will find our classes different. We are deeply committed to conduct thought-provoking sessions. We will provoke your thoughts, provided you are in the class, not physically. Physically, anyway, you will be there. But you are enrolled in what being discussed in class. If you are enrolled in what being discussed in the class, then we all will conduct thought-provoking sessions. We will provoke your thoughts. And once your thoughts are provoked, then in your thoughts, you will travel much beyond what teacher has to say. In your thoughts, you will travel much beyond what author has written in his book or in her book, or the editor has written in the editorial. It's very important that your thoughts must get provoked. And we will conduct thought-provoking sessions, but that can happen only when you are alert, attentive, participative, responsive during the classroom discussions. We are very committed to bring you all from whichever stage of learning presently you are to the level of generation, and many of you in a small little way will reach to the level of creation. At least through your answer we can see some sets of creativity. Innovation दिखेगा आपके आंसर में, आइडियाज में, पॉइंट्स में, themes में, that we will be able to, you will be able to sense and see for yourself. And definitely whosoever is going to read and evaluate your answer, they will also see. So first thing first, commit yourself to bring to the stage of learning, and to which stage? First to generation and thereafter creation. Even if you don't reach creation stage, even if you remain at generation, the possibility of you qualifying exam is very high. And in whatever small little way, here and there, if you can show some sets of creativity in you, that will be rewarded by examiner, evaluator, that will be rewarded by UPSC boardroom. एक आंसर दे देता है बच्चा इंटरव्यू बोर्डरूम में और 25 मार्क्स एक्स्ट्रा दे देता है बोर्ड. यू नो फॉर व्हाट? एक ही कंक्लूजन होता है, दिस पर्सन सिटिंग इन फ्रंट हैज सम आउट ऑफ बॉक्स सॉल्यूशन टू कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रॉब्लम. If the candidate is able to establish before the board that he, at least in his thoughts, he is solution centric, and while finding solution to complex problem, some out of box ideas and thinking, if they are able to see some elements of that in the candidate, all 5 of them will say give 200 marks to this candidate. Discount, whatever he has not been able to answer on a factual question, they will discount completely. 5-10 क्वेश्चन होगा जो नहीं बताया होगा, बट एक आइडिया जो दे दिया बच्चे ने, that impressed the board. So very, very important that you bring yourself to which stage of learning? Generation and creation. And I am giving an assurance that our curriculum is so well designed, so well developed, so scientifically designed, so meticulously designed that if you are responsive and participative, then we will bring you to which stage of learning? Generation and creation. Okay, now very important, in this course we are going to conduct 240 plus sessions. Okay, 240 plus sessions to cater all needs of general studies for prelims. Okay, and then 4 paper of GS in the main exam, including the essay paper. Okay, and then these 240 sessions in the course will even help you for your preparation of interview or the personality test. Along with 240 sessions, we will conduct 28 sessions for CSAT. Okay, so you know very well that this paper is qualifying in nature, but it is very important, irrespective of your background, even if you are from science background or engineering background or management background, and for some years in your past life you have done mental ability, analytical reasoning, logical reasoning, data interpretation, reading comprehension, even then I would recommend very strongly that you should not undermine the importance of CSAT, even though it's qualifying in nature. You have to bring your preparedness in this paper, that no matter whatever is the nature of question, standard of question, any day, any time you can qualify. At any point of time, if you are asked to take up CSAT paper, you can and can qualify, can get more than 66 marks out of 200 to qualify the paper. So with that intention, within the course, what we are going to do? Conduct 38 sessions for CSAT, and we are going to start, in the month of August itself. Okay, and we will conduct classes every Sunday, and we will conduct classes where we will tell you the tricks and technique, and then we will give you ample standard question for practice. When Ramanujam ji, have you heard of him? Yes or no? A great mathematician. When he was asked this question, what is mathematics? He said mathematics is a tactics which depend upon practice. So importance of practice and learning the tricks, the techniques, the tips, and using those tools, during practice. That is what is the key to success in logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, data interpretation, basic numeracy, general mental ability, And reading comprehension is of wide range of utility. If you learn how to comprehend, it will place you so advantageously in your main exam. It will help you so well during your interview, in your essay. Every walk of life it's going to help you. So 28 sessions we will conduct for CSAT. Now, other than 240 plus 28 sessions, in your course, we will conduct 38 tests. And I hope you all are aware, every Saturday we will conduct test. And every Sunday will be the test discussion. Out of 38 tests which we are going to conduct in this course, 30 would be prelims oriented test, MCQ, and we will conduct these tests for Delhi student and VSAT student on OMR sheet. And I would recommend strongly that you have to come to center, you have to create a UPSC test center environment within the classroom, and you have to take up the tests very seriously. I will be going deep into this later, but just I am outward structure of the course. So 30 prelims test, and out of 30, 10 will be NCERT based, 10 will be sectional or module based. Once we will complete polity, constitution, governance, social justice, then we will conduct a full test on polity, constitution, governance and social justice. Once we complete science, then we will conduct a full test on science module. Once we complete history, including India's freedom struggle, ancient medieval art and culture, then we will conduct a full length test on that particular module of GS. So like that, we will conduct 10 module tests, 10 NCERT based tests in the beginning, and then 10 simulated tests. Simulated test meaning full paper 1 of GS and full paper of CSAT. Okay, and we will conduct in a manner in which UPSC conduct prelims. So in the forenoon session, you will be giving the GS, and in the afternoon session, same day, you will be taking up CSAT. We will give you the practice of prelims 5 times at ALS centers across India before you go to UPSC center for prelims. So 10 simulated tests, and out of 38, we will conduct 8 main test full length. Main test full length in the course. So 3 hours you will be writing 20 answer, full length test, and then there will be test discussion. Okay, test discussion. Now, what is very, very important, that we will conduct these main tests as a part of main test series program, which is the part of your course. Okay. When we will complete the module, we will conduct a prelim test and we will conduct a main test as well. Okay. Main test will be full length. So in your course, 38 tests we have planned. Then, so 240 sessions to cater GS prelims, 4 paper of GS for main, the essay paper, and all other needs and requirements of interview and personality test. But outside this 240, 28 exclusive session we will conduct for CSAT, and outside this 240 plus 28, 38 tests we will conduct. Okay. Then 38 weekly current affairs. So every week okay, so starting tomorrow itself, every week Saturday 1:30 to 4 will be current affairs classes. And the purpose of current affairs class will be to keep you updated and informed about current and contemporary developments. In the weekly current affairs class, we will pick up 5 to 8 topics and we will discuss those topics from exam oriented manner, in an exam oriented manner. The complete orientation of the discussion will be so that if there is a question in main exam, you can write a very good answer in 150 words and maximum 250 words. And if there is a question in the prelims, then you can answer. And I hope you know the new twist. This year in the prelims, we saw a new format of MCQ. And what was the new format? 8 questions were there, in which 4 pairs were given, and then the question says how many pairs given above are correctly matched. 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 pair and 4 pair. So you cannot answer based on elimination. If you know and understand, then only you can answer. So we will conduct these current affairs classes in such a way that it caters the need of prelims as well as main exam. Every session 5 to 8 topics depending upon the length of discussion required on that particular topic. We will be discussed during the weekly current affairs classes, and these current affairs classes mostly will be taken by Jojo sir, and sometime I will walk in and will conduct the session. When sir will take session, his focused area will be international issues, bilateral relations, science and technological developments, okay, and some social issues. When I will walk in, my focused area will be constitutional development, legal development, administrative development, security, environmental, issues, and some geographical and other national issues. Okay, but mostly it is he who will come and will conduct session. So 38 current affairs session you can expect in the course, through which we will try to keep you updated and informed about all current and contemporary developments. But our current affairs classes should not be seen as an alternative to newspaper reading. You have to read newspaper on your own. You have to make notes. Okay. So briefly I will touch upon that as well later on, but first you need to have clear understanding of the course which we are going to offer to you people. Okay, offer to you people. Now, have you understood? 240 sessions, and we will be sharing a master planner with you. We will be telling you that 240 session in which module, how many sessions, and we have fixed the sessions depending upon the importance of that module in the overall scheme of exam from prelim and main point of view, both clubbed together. Okay. So that is there, which you should keep in mind. Now, first thing which is very important for all of you. If you want to get the maximum benefit out of this course, then attending all classes are very important. Let me put it very straight. What I have seen, a very strong correlation between attendance of the student in the class and the final success for the student in the exam. Very strong correlation. Whenever somebody is successful from our classroom program, first thing which I see, जरा उनका attendance दिखाओ मेरे को. And we have a biometric attendance. Digital trail is created. Otherwise, someday if you will not mark through biometric machines, then you will be signing on the attendance sheet which is kept outside the classroom. And what I have found, that students who have qualified, their attendance in the class is 90% and above. And those who are failing, their attendance will be 70% and below. You know why? Not because we are offering something great in the class, but 90% and above attendance is indicative of what? High degree of discipline in the candidate. वो serious है, disciplined है, committed है. This is what is getting established. And smart भी है. He knows, she knows that I have joined an institute, I have invested money, and more important, I am investing time, prime time of my life, so I must get the maximum return on my investment in terms of time. जो immatured बच्चे हैं, वो क्या सोचते हैं? पैसा दे दिया इंस्टीट्यूट को. और जो मैच्योर्ड बच्चे हैं उनको क्या लगता है? हमने टाइम दे दिया, अपना प्राइम टाइम ऑफ लाइफ, सो आई शुड गेट मैक्सिमम रिटर्न. सो वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग कोरिलेशन इज देयर बिटवीन अटेंडेंस एंड सक्सेस. नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ द फैक्ट कि टीचर कुछ आउट ऑफ वर्ल्ड बात करने जा रहा है इन द क्लास डिस्कशन, but that is an indication of seriousness of the candidate, discipline, determination, commitment, focus, okay, focus, and all such things which are there, right? All such things which are there. So what I am interested in telling you all, that you have to attend all classes. And you have to attend all classes not because of any other reason, because if you will go through the syllabus of the course, then what will you find? That there is lot of interconnection, a lot of forward backward linkages are there. If you miss one class, you may feel that I have missed one session, but believe me, it's going to impact in many other sessions. अगर आप इंडियन ज्योग्राफी में मॉनसून का क्लास मिस कर गया, लेट अस से व्हाट यू हैव मिस्ड? मॉनसून. जिस दिन द डे व्हेन इंडियन मॉनसून, मैकेनिज्म ऑफ इंडियन मॉनसून बीइंग एक्सप्लेन्ड एंड डिस्कस्ड, दैट सेशन यू मिस्ड फॉर सम रीजन. नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन? देयर विल बी ए स्ट्रगल इन ज्योग्राफी व्हेन टीचर विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट वेजिटेशन, टीचर विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट ड्रेनेज सिस्टम, teacher will be discussing about, and not only in geography but in economics. पहला ही सेंटेंस बोलेगा, इंडियन एग्रीकल्चर इज ए गैम्बल अगेंस्ट इंडियन मॉनसून. इफ यू डोंट नो व्हाई इंडियन मॉनसून इज इरेटिक इन नेचर, you will not be able to appreciate how come Indian agriculture is a gamble against Indian monsoon. और यही नहीं, फिर डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में जब फ्लड्स बात होगा, ड्रॉट मैनेजमेंट पे डिस्कशन होगा, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, बिलीव मी. So much is the forward backward linkages. डिफेंस का क्लास हो रहा है, डिफेंस टेक्नोलॉजी का क्लास हो रहा है और एक्सप्लेन कर रहा है टीचर फायर एंड फॉरगेट टेक्नोलॉजी, वो मिस हो गया, आपका स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी में भी चैलेंजेस आएगा, न्यूक्लियर टेक्नोलॉजी में भी. सो व्हाट आई एम जस्ट ट्राइंग टू टेल यू, a lot of forward backward linkages are there. If you miss class in environment, it may impact in geography, it may impact in other areas. So you should not miss class, as simple as that. And I know, no matter how much I tell you all that every session is important, a lot of forward backward linkages we can see between the topics mentioned in the syllabus. Even then some of you will miss the class. But I have a very different tool to bring sensitivity in such candidates as well. If money brings sensitivity, then let me put it like this. You know how much you have paid to ALS for GS MCP course, right? Our course fee is 1,71,000 at Delhi, and those who are making one-time payment, they may have got some discount of 10,000-15,000. I don't know precisely. Okay, roughly also, if you see that if it is 1,50,000 for Delhi center and VSAT centers, it will be 1,20,000, 1,10,000. Okay. So let us say 1,50,000. In 1,50,000, what you are going to get? 300 sessions. Okay, and plus tests and all those, approximately. Meaning what? Each session is costing you how much? 500 rupees. This is the cost per session. So each session of 2.5 hours at ALS is costlier than watching a movie in PVR. PVR का टिकट पता है ना? नहीं पता है तो भी पता चल जाएगा दिल्ली में 350, 450, 650. अब ये सोचो, you tell me, if you have the ticket of PVR and for some reason you have not been able to go and watch the movie, 4 दिन तक इरिटेटेड, एजिटेटेड, गुस्सा, इतना पेन रहता है. फॉर दिस रीजन आई वॉज नॉट एबल टू गो एंड वॉच द मूवी, आई मिस्ड. एक फ्लाइट का टिकट अगर मिस हो गया 4,000, 5,000, बच्चा 10 दिन तक परेशान होता है. मेरा टिकट था, बुकिंग था, मैं जा नहीं पाया, ट्रैवल नहीं कर पाया, आई रिपोर्टेड एयरपोर्ट लेट, आई मिस्ड माई फ्लाइट. एक क्लास जब मिस करते हो एएलएस में, सेम पेन होना चाहिए that you had the ticket to watch a movie in PVR but you have not been able to watch for some reason. Same quantum of pain you should have if money brings sensitivity. अगर पैसा ही आपको sensitivity लाता है, this is what I have to say. But then it's not about money. You all are in prime time of your life. At this age, anything and everything is possible for you. Some year later, this will not be possible. So you have to use your time judiciously. And once you have joined, okay, then there is no reason why you should not attend sessions. Sometime what will happen? You may have a feel, why should I go and attend history class at ALS if history is my optional? The approach in GS and the approach is in optional will be completely different. And you should treat GS history class as a reinforcement package for your history optional. So even if we are conducting session which overlaps with your academic background, which overlaps with your optional, then also you should come and attend classes. And believe me, every time you will attend class, you will find something new to learn during the class discussion. So all classes are important. Only by attending all classes in a very systematic and rhythmic manner, your travel, your journey will be complete from one end to another end of the syllabus. So very important. Is this clear? Yes or no? Attend all classes. और इसमें अपने आप को शील्ड किससे करना है? दो तरह के, एक अपने आप से और दूसरा पीपल हु विल बी सिटिंग नेक्स्ट टू यू, उनको नहीं जाना है क्लास. ग्रुप डायनेमिक्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ग्रुप डायनेमिक्स में व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट? ग्रुप डायनेमिक्स में ईदर दे विल स्विम टुगेदर और दे विल सिंक टुगेदर. और कुछ लोग तो थोड़ा डिफरेंट जोन का होता है. दे विल स्विम बट दे विल इंश्योर अदर्स सिंक. बी अवेयर ऑफ सच पीपल. वो आपको इंजेक्ट कर देगा एक फीलिंग, आज क्लास नहीं चलते क्या है यार. दे विल गिव काउंट 5 रीजंस व्हाई यू शुड नॉट अटेंड सेशन टुडे. And they will suggest another 5 that how you can use the same time much more productively, so called productively. बता देगा आपको. Be aware of such people. Okay? So attend all classes. But attending class alone will not help. Okay? आपके लिए सबसे important क्या है? When you are in the class, you have to make class notes. So when you are sitting in the class, ideally what should be your position? You should be very alert and attentive. एक मंत्र देता हूं, imagination based. If you walk in the DC office today, if you walk in SSP office today, what is one quality you would like to see in the DM and DC or DCP or SSP of your district? एक क्वालिटी सोचो जो देख के आपको अच्छा लगेगा. And then you have to, what is one quality which you would like to see? Can you tell me? What is one which will impress you when you find that in that person who is sitting in the chair of deputy commissioner or collector or the SSP or DCP of the district? Okay. You try finding one thing and then you ask yourself, is that in you? If yes, feel great. If no, plan how to bring it in you. As simple as that. Your sitting posture has to do a lot with your alertness, attentiveness. Okay. So inside the classroom आपको बहुत alert रहना है, attentive रहना है. So, alert, attentive, position, responsive. Okay. Class में alert, attentive. And second important thing, you have to make notes. ये जो क्लास में नोट्स बनेगा, this is going to be the most authentic material, reliable material for revision and several round of revision. I keep on saying that within the strategy, reading one material, content, book 5 times is far better strategy than reading 5 different materials, 5 different texts. Read one standard material 5 times during preparation, rather than reading 5 different materials. And which is the most authentic material? Class notes. You know why? Not because. Now again I am coming back to what I said. एक misconception है students का कि किसी दूसरे का notes ले लेंगे and I will get benefited. नहीं होगा. Content का कोई depth नहीं है market में. On a click of button, you will have all content and material available. You will have the accessibility to best of the content It's not the content, process through which that content which you are going to revise matters. And therefore, what is going to be the most authentic material for revision? Class notes. And ideally आपको क्या करना है? Okay, when you are attending session, अगर 1 hour का session है, so 1 hour में 2 to 3 pages का material minimum बनना चाहिए. Class notes, 2 to 3 pages for every hour classroom discussion. Okay, so ideally how you should be sitting in the class? You should be sitting in the class with pen and the notebook, okay, and you should be listening to the topic being discussed, get fully enrolled, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं डूब जाओ टॉपिक में, डिस्कशन में, forget about the rest of the world. When we enter in the classroom, we forget everything. What's happening at home, in family, in the institution, in the company, in the country, in the world, in the society, we don't know anything. We are fully into what we are discussing. And we expect the same from each one of you. Get fully enrolled in the topic being discussed in the class. And on an average, 2 to 3 page notes. And this is where you have the scope to show your creativity while you are making notes. यहाँ पे आप अपने notes में brain maps, mind maps, diagrams, sometimes you jot down points, note down points. Some teachers, every teacher will have a slightly different style of teaching. कुछ लोग डिक्टेशन देगा, कुछ लोग एक्सप्लेनेशन होगा, यू नो, इररेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ टीचर्स टीचिंग स्टाइल, आपको जॉट डाउन करते चलना है. यू कीप ऑन नोटिंग डाउन की पॉइंट्स, की हाइलाइट्स, यू कीप ऑन मेकिंग ब्रेन मैप्स, माइंड मैप्स. एक पावरफुल सेंटेंस बोल दिया टीचर ने डिस्कशन में, पूरा सेंटेंस नोट कर लो. इफ यू मिस्ड, आप हाफ नोट कर लो. आफ्टर द क्लास यू लुक इनटू नोट्स ऑफ सम फ्रेंड एंड ट्राई टू राइट द फुल सेंटेंस. बट you will have to commit yourself towards making class notes. If teacher is saying there are 5 factors responsible for this particular problem, immediately you write, no, this is the problem, and you write 5 factors in your notes, and you write 1, 2. थोड़ा visual impact create करना है अपने दिमाग में. You innovate how you can, have a better grasp over the topic, how you can create visual impact in your own mind through your notes, flow chart, diagrams, maps, mind maps, brain maps, important points, jotting down key highlights, key features, powerful sentences, and sometimes some teachers will make your task easier when they will dictate. But we keep on telling teachers less dictation. I don't say no dictation, some dictation must be there. Okay? जब dictate करेगा ना तो आपका स्पीड वगैरह ठीक होने लगेगा. एंड डिक्टेशन में क्या होता है, सोया हुआ आत्मा भी जाग जाता है, जो क्लास में सो रहा है वो भी लिखने लगेगा. Otherwise 60% who are very alert, attentive, they will keep on noting down, and 40% when discussion and explanation being given, they will see it as an opportunity to take that power nap. Okay. So what I am just trying to say, class notes very important. And आपको एक indication क्या है, for every 1 hour session, how many page class notes? 2 to 3 pages. Right, 2 to 3 pages. And when you are making class notes, you must leave blank space for future updates. Tomorrow, if you will read on the same topic, something in the newspaper, Tomorrow in the current affairs, if the same theme is being discussed, then that should get updated at same place. So, while making class notes, depending upon the nature of the topic, you have to leave what? A space. You have to leave what? A space. And a space for what? Right? A space for what? Future updates on the same topic. And not only future updates, other updates as well. On the same topic, if you are going to read some content, then you are finding something which was not even said by the teacher for some reason, and you found it, then you will write at that place itself. Is this clear? And then in every page, in the bottom, you should leave a space. So ideally, right, ideally, when you are making notes, I think 1/3 of the space in the page should be left for future and other updates, and the bottom 1/3 should be the summary. Okay, when you will go back home and when you will revise, then you will use this space to write key highlights, key takeaway from that page. One thing which you should remember for life from that page. One thing which you have understood forever after the discussion in the class and class notes is what you should write in the bottom, a space created for this purpose. So one very important thing which is there, that how you are making notes. So adequate space in the page itself for updates, future or other, and in the bottom you have to leave a space for summary. And ऐसा नहीं कि वो bottom में जो space है summary का, it remains blank since beginning till the end of the course. No, you have to, right? You have to write every day when you go back home, you have to revise. Every day when you go back home, you have to revise. Dehradun is asking question, could you please give detail about the schedule for Saturday and Sunday? Now in our course, classes will be all 7 days. No weekly off. Okay, no weekly off. All 7 days classes will be there. Okay, and Saturday more engaging will be. Saturday will be more engaging. What will be on Saturday? You will have test and current affairs. So one session of current affairs and then you will have one test. And on Sunday you will have test discussion. And on Sunday, there can be some special sessions like CSAT sessions and so on and so forth. But then, in your course, we have kept 5 reserve days, okay, and we have already planned adequate number of holidays. So, all important festivals, Independence Day, Gandhi Jayanti, Dasara, Diwali, Holi, Christmas, Eid, okay, Guru Parv, like that. So, all important holidays, we will keep the class off, and then over and above these important festivals, we will have a winter break of 7-8 days. Winter break, either you can go back home and can, take a break, or whatever is in the spillover in the first part of the course, through self-study for 7-8 days, you can just complete those left out and can come for the phase 2 or the part 2 of the course. Okay. So that is something, to answer the question which was from Dehradun. Okay. From Dehradun. So coming back, class notes and in your daily schedule, right? In your daily schedule, what is most important? That when you go back home, you have to revise. the class notes. And while you are revising the class notes, you also have to read what is going to be discussed tomorrow in the class from the printed study material which will be provided to the Delhi student, and the soft copy of the same will be provided to online students, okay, and other material which we will give. So while you are revising, the class notes, you have to create a slot to read the content which is going to be discussed tomorrow from the class material, and every teacher will tell you towards the end of the session that what is going to be discussed tomorrow. Is this clear? You must create, again I am telling what I have been telling since workshop days. Toppers in this exam, they don't do anything different, but they do everything differently. The way they will attend classes is different. The way they make notes through class discussion is different. The way they revise class notes with consistency is of a very different level. Okay? Very different level. So what I am interested in telling you all, that revision, and revision is not reading again. Revision is about reading what you have written, thinking, reflection, okay, summarizing, and then moving forward. And this all to be done at accelerated pace. 2.5 hours का अगर क्लास आपने अटेंड किया है, एंड अगर लेट्स से 10 पेजेस का नोट्स बनाए हैं, नाउ दिस शुड नॉट टेक मोर देन 1 hour to revise. 1 hour is more than sufficient to revise those 10 pages. But every day you have to revise your class notes. Is this clear? Yes or no? And after the class, if you feel that something important explained by teacher, discussed by teacher, you were not able to pen down, then turn the pages of the friend sitting next after the class and complete the notes that day itself. No pendency should be there. And you will find that many among you will be making notes so beautifully. Even we take a print of their class notes. After every batch, what I do, I keep on identifying the students in the class who are writing notes properly, and I will place a request to them that आप अपना notebook एक दिन के लिए हमें दो, हम photocopy करा करके, I also read to see what I missed discussing in that area, so that at least in current affairs I can include, some other place I can include. So you have to do this, that same day, if you learned that something you missed in your notes, which was so well explained by the teacher, so powerfully discussed, so well discussed, then that day itself you can pen down by looking into the notes of friends sitting next to you in the class, and this is applicable to students at VSAT center. But this will not be the opportunity with the students who are attending online. But yes, they have one opportunity. They can watch that part of discussion again, but it's a time consuming process. Okay, but then they have no other option but to watch the class again and note down what they missed. So very important is notes making. एंड आपका जो सबसे ऑथेंटिक मटेरियल तैयार होगा वो क्या होगा? क्लास नोट्स प्लस मटेरियल विच वी विल प्रोवाइड टू यू प्लस वन स्टैंडर्ड बुक, और ये भी बहुत सेलेक्टिव वे में, one standard book module or subject. Let us say if you are studying, let us say if you are studying polity, constitution, governance, you can pick any one standard book. लेकिन सबसे important क्या होगा? सबसे पहले NCERT. Okay, then you will be attending session and you will be making class notes, and then you will be reading the printed material provided by ALS, through which class notes क्या होगा? Update होगा. Okay, and then you may read one standard book in that subject. उससे further your class notes will get enriched. And finally, ये जो आपका class notes and printed study material है will constitute the content which you have to revise again and again. ये class notes enriched होगा. Enrichment program के तहत क्या करना होगा? One standard book in a very selective manner you have to study, and you have to जो content है उसको enrich करना है. Okay, so sequence क्या होगा? NCERT, then class notes, which is going to get further updated with reading of printed study material, and that is going to further upgraded when you will read one standard book in that particular subject or module in a selective manner. पूरा book नहीं पढ़ना है. पूरा बुक किसको पढ़ना है? जो कोचिंग नहीं ज्वाइन कर रहा है उसको पढ़ना है. इट्स मस्ट फॉर सच स्टूडेंट्स. जो कोचिंग ज्वाइन कर रहा है उनका क्लास में तो टाइम जा रहा है, उनको सेलेक्टिवली पढ़ना है. रादर देन रीडिंग ऑल 400-500 पेजेस इन द बुक, दे शुड आइडेंटिफाई बाय लुकिंग इनटू द इंडेक्स 50-60 pages which they would like to read. That in a very selective manner you have to read one standard book. You have to select the chapter, and not the entire chapter from the book you have to read, but within chapter, topic and some paragraph and some pages which you identified that this was one topic which was not discussed in that much depth in the class. That is what you should read from the selected book. So in a very selective manner. But if you are not joining an institute, ये standard book का every page, every word and this book maybe 3-4 times. After reading NCERT, they have to switch over to standard book. But those who are joining institute, उनका focus कहाँ होना चाहिए? Class notes. And again I am saying not the end product, but the process through which this product is going to get manufactured. Okay. So you are, when you are attending class, what is happening? You are listening, you are writing, you are, your thoughts are getting provoked, you are having the opportunity to ask doubts during the class, after the class. Okay. So a very different experiential learning is happening. Okay. So you have to attend classes and you have to prepare notes, and you have to prepare notes in a scientific way. Okay. You have to prepare notes, which is having adequate, ample opportunity to get enriched and upgraded and updated. Enrichment भी होना है, upgradation भी होना है, and updation भी होना है. And how it's going to get upgraded? When you will read the printed material and when you will read or study in a selective manner the standard book. And updated कब होगा? Newspaper reading से. Updated कब होगा? Magazine and journal से. Okay. Updated कब होगा? Internet से. Okay. So some scope, some time, some energy you may have to give for the upgradation and updation and enrichment of the note. But finally 10-12 months के बाद, this is what is the material which you have to revise again and again. Okay. So this is very important. Now, next, all tests are important. Okay. No, before I switch over to test. Now, one very unique feature in our course will be that every day after the class, एक 15 minutes का activity. Okay. Every day, what we are going to do? One activity. Now, activity कैसे होगा? 3 days and 4 days in a week. So 3 days, we will make you write 150 or 250 words, 150 to 250 words question based on previous day and that day discussion. Whatever was discussed in the class, previous day and that day, on that discussion, you will be given a question, and for that you have to write answer not exceeding 150 words and some day not exceeding 250 words. Okay. So, the 3 days you will have main oriented class test. ये क्या है? Class test. Main oriented class test. And once you write an answer, then what will happen? What will happen? One day the teacher will ask you for self-evaluation. So the teacher will tell you for this question, okay, what can be a good introduction, what can be a logical conclusion, and which all points must be there within the body of the answer. Okay. So teacher will present a structure for the answer, and then we will ask you to evaluate your own answer and give marks. So one day we will teach you self-evaluation. Okay, 3 tests in a week. One will be for self-evaluation. Second will be cross-evaluation. Okay, so we will ask students to exchange answer with the friend sitting next, and let the friend of yours evaluate your answer, give marks and give feedback. When you will also get opportunity to read how others are writing on the same question. After the same discussion, when the question is given, how different people will approach differently, that feel you will get. And the third day will be expert evaluation. So we will collect your answer sheet and we will evaluate and will give back with feedback and marks. And this will sharpen your answer writing skills. And not only it will sharpen your answer writing skills, but how to manage time, okay, how to use the understanding for framing good answer, all these things will slowly, gradually improve. Okay, have you understood? Then 4 days, our activity will be in the form of activity sheet. And what we will present to you? A sheet which will have filling the blanks, which will have true and false, which will have multiple choice question, which will have questions which can be answered in one word or one sentence. And that will tell you that how alert and attentive you were during the class discussion. So every day our class will have 15 minutes activities towards the end. So 2 hours 30-minute session, 2 hours 20-minute session, 25-minute, 35-minute, depending on the topic being discussed in the class. Only after logical completion, the class will be over. Sometime it will be over 3, 4, 5 minutes before the schedule. It can stretch 2, 3 minutes after the schedule, okay, as well. But once the class is over, immediately activity, either in the form of a main class test or in the form of activity sheet. And 3 days we will try to, maintain to an extent possible and feasible depending upon the topic. अगर लाइफ साइंस डिस्कस हो रहा है तो मेन ओरिएंटेड नहीं होगा, all will be prelims oriented. Okay, some topics are there. World history अगर डिस्कस हो रहा है, there will be no prelim activity, only main activity. Okay, so what I am just trying to say, depending upon the module, depending upon the topic, every day we will have 15 minutes after the class activity, okay, in the form of main class test, and this we will conduct at all VSAT centers, and we will upload the same activity and the question for those who have joined us online. Okay, is this clear? Then over and above this, right, over and above this, we will give you some assignment, home assignment during the course. And what is the format in which we will give you home assignment? We will give you home assignment in the form of suggestive reading. We will give you that these are some pages from this book which you should read. These are some articles in the newspaper or Yojana, Kurukshetra which you should read. And after reading, you have to submit the synopsis or the summary. You have to prepare the highlights of that particular text in the form of synopsis and summary, and that you have to present. And we will create groups as well sometime. Rather than assigning the assignment to an individual, we will assign the assignment to group. And then the group together has to prepare that assignment and submit. Is this clear? So, activity every day after the class, 15 minutes in the form of main class test or in the form of activity where multiple choice question, filling the blanks, true and false, match the following, some mapping, questions will be there. Some questions which can be answered in one word, some question which can be answered in one sentence in the activity sheet itself will be there. And this is a mechanism to tell you that how alert, attentive you are during the class discussion and how much you are getting benefited with the class discussion. And then other than this, we also have home assignment. We will keep the frequency of home assignment either fortnightly or weekly, depending upon the nature of assignment. If 15 pages, 14 pages we are giving you to read, then we will keep 15 days. If we are giving you 2 pages, 3 pages, then we will ask you to submit towards the end of the week. Okay. So, depending upon the nature, character of the assignment which we are giving, we will fix the time for submission. And non-compliance, then we will punish. We don't have much, effective tools to punish those who are at VSAT center, but Delhi center, अगर assignment नहीं करके दोगे, tests नहीं लोगे, तो फिर हम आपको क्लास से बाहर निकालेंगे. आपके अंदर जो कैजुअल चाइल्ड है डीप विद इन यू, उसको तो मारना पड़ेगा. वी नीड टू किल दैट कैजुअलनेस विद इन यू, and it is you who will kill that child within you. But we are very much committed. If we will identify, if we will notice, if we will find, then we have a special tools and weapons to kill that child in you. हमें पता है कैसे उस कैजुअल बच्चे को आपके अंदर मारना है. ठीक है, उसका वेपन है हमारे पास. और वेपन क्या है? इंसेंटिवाइज करेंगे अच्छे लोगों को जो बढ़िया से होम असाइनमेंट करेंगे उनको थोड़ा अप्रिशिएट करेंगे, एक्नॉलेज करेंगे पब्लिकली, और जो नहीं करके आएंगे उनको पनिश करेंगे, क्लास से बाहर निकालेंगे, क्लास में खड़ा करेंगे, इनसाइड क्लासरूम पब्लिकली पूछेंगे, विच दे मे फाइंड इंसल्टिंग, ह्यूमिलिएटिंग बोलेगा, बट इट्स इंटेंशनल। थोड़ा पब्लिक एम्बैरेसमेंट जब होता है ना, तो एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन सडन होता है। गांधी को एक बार ट्रेन से बाहर फेंक दिया, उसने गांधी को गांधी बना दिया। और गांधी ने, आई होप यू ऑल मस्ट हैव हर्ड दिस स्टोरी, ओके। और एक और इंसिडेंट हुआ, when he returned back from South Africa, who is the political guru of Gandhi? Gopal Krishna Gokhale. And what Gokhale advised Gandhi? What Gopal Krishna Gokhale advised Gandhi? Don't jump into India's freedom struggle. Go and see India first for a year. और यही फिलॉसफी है आईएएस ट्रेनिंग में भी। आपका 1 साल का ट्रेनिंग के बाद भारत दर्शन के लिए भेज देते हैं, गो एंड सी इंडिया फर्स्ट, ओके। सो गोपाल कृष्ण गोखले ने गांधी को बोला, गो एंड सी इंडिया, एंड बिलीविंग द वर्ड ऑफ हिज गुरु, he said, nothing doing, 1 year I will travel across India to see India. And while he was traveling, what he saw? He saw one half naked tribal old women bathing in river, and she was so poor and old that what she did, she wrapped half of the sari around her waist and washed one half, and then washed portion is what she wrapped around her waist, and then another half she washed. गांधी बोला, मुझे इन लोगों का वॉइस बनना है, आई हैव टू बी द वॉइस फॉर सच पीपल। और उसी दिन गांधी ने एक डिसीजन ले लिया, क्या? फॉर रेस्ट ऑफ माई लाइफ हमारा अटायर क्या होगा, हमारा ड्रेस क्या होगा? एक धोती, उसको आधा काटूंगा, आधा कमर में लपेटूंगा और आधा कंधे पे होगा। एंड वॉट ही डिसाइडेड, वो लास्ट ब्रेथ तक। सो इंसिडेंट्स जब होता है ना लाइफ में, तो वो ट्रांसफॉर्म कर देता है, सडन क्विक फॉरएवर ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन। सो वी नो, आपके अंदर जो कैजुअल चाइल्ड है कुछ लोगों में, उसको कैसे मारना है। पहले हम तो चाहेंगे आप खुद मार लो आइडेंटिफाई करके कैजुअलनेस को। फॉर सम रीजन इफ यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू, वी हैव वेपन, वी हैव मैकेनिज्म्स, वी हैव डिवाइस्ड टूल्स, ओके, विच वी विल यूज, ओके, which we will use. I still remember during my preparation, one of my teacher, उनको मैं अपना आंसर लेके गया, very excited I was after writing one good answer. बोला, सर evaluate करिए। He said, no, I will not evaluate. I said, why? I have also joined the course. I have paid fee to the institute. How can you deny? He said, अच्छा आंसर नहीं है, एक बार और ठीक से इसको लिख के लाओ। मैं बोला, ओके फाइन। नेक्स्ट डे एटलीस्ट 2-3 hours I devoted at my place and improved that answer. Brought in the class, he asked me, have you brought the answer? I said yes. He said, pass it on to me. पूरे क्लास में सबसे आंसर। उसके बाद क्या किया उन्होंने? उस आंसर को बोला, ओके, इट्स नॉट मी हु विल इवैल्यूएट, द होल क्लास विल इवैल्यूएट। सो ही स्टार्टेड रीडिंग लाउडली, एंड आफ्टर ही कंप्लीटेड द रीडिंग, व्हाट ही डिड, उन्होंने मेरा आंसर लिया एंड एटलीस्ट 1000 times उसको फाड़ के फेंक दिया। It was so embarrassing for me. बोला, ये आंसर में 2 marks भी नहीं मिलेगा। But he challenged me. Later on, when we were sitting together, he shared this, that he challenged me. And somehow I was, transformed to accept that challenge. And that helped me a lot to improve my answer writing skills in those days. So through that, we have also designed some weapons and tools. Okay, आपसे हम करा लेंगे, we are quite confident. But we would like that as a smart, matured, intelligent youngster aspiring to get into civil service, you should identify that casual child within you and should kill that child. Okay. So, are you clear about tests? Sorry, activity and assignments? Okay. Then coming to tests. Now, all of you, what you should prepare a diary for test performance, tracking your performance in the test. Then only you will get the maximum benefit out of the tests. So, test performance tracker diary, TPTD. Okay, test performance tracker diary, TPTD. And during the course, right, during the course, how many tests we are going to conduct? Abhi batao, 38 tests. And 38 tests mein 30 prelims oriented and 8 main oriented. Okay. Now what you need to do in this test performance tracker diary, and tests are more important than any class. What I have found, right, what I have found, during class attendance will be very high and during test the attendance will go down. और वो हमारा फिल्टर है, हमें पता चलता है जो टेस्ट सीरियसली लिख रहा है वो बहुत सीरियस है, जो टेस्ट नहीं लिख रहा है वो चाइल्डिश है, अभी बच्चा है, अभी उसका 5 ईयर प्लान है, अभी 1-2 साल जीएस, उसके बाद ऑप्शनल 1-2 प्रीलिम्स लेकर के फेल करेगा, उसके बाद सम रियलाइजेशन, सम ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, सम कमिटमेंट टुवर्ड्स their own success in the scheme of exam, and then they will prepare very differently. Okay, so tests are more important than class. You should not miss any test. And we will be sharing the test planner, we will be sharing the course planner with you. Annual course planner, you will be knowing that in December on which date what topic will be discussed by which teacher. But yes, 5% changes during the course we will bring as a project director. Below the annual planner you will find one sentence written: the project director reserves the right to alter the planner. Okay, so we will bring some changes, okay, which will be not exceeding 5%. That depends on, the teacher who has to take session and something went wrong. Normally it not happens. Okay. So what I am just interested in telling you, we will share the test planner. Test planner made no change. You will be knowing in advance which date, which test we are going to conduct. Now what you should do, when you come for test, so every Saturday will be the test and Sunday will be the test discussion. After test discussion, when you go back home, you have to take out this test performance tracker diary and you have to make entry. In that diary, you should write test number, maybe 5, 10, 12, whatever may be the number. Let us randomly say 7. Date, whatever is the date, you write. Okay. Then what type of test? Okay, prelims test or main test, type of test. Then you write the subject or the module, okay, subject or section or module on which the test was based, okay, is what you should write. Okay, then you should write total number of questions. total number of questions. If it is a prelims test, it will have 100 questions. How many you attempted, right? Then how many correct, incorrect, marks, how much marks you are going to get. This you should fill only after results are published. Your rank in the class and all India rank, okay, all India rank. But this is not important. What is important, okay, in the page you have to write zone of comfort. Okay. Now what you have to do, the questions which were there, which you were not able to attempt, you have to map those questions. Those questions are from which sections? Okay. Let us say there is a full length polity test, and what you found, that questions from local bodies or Panchayati Raj institution you have not been able to attempt. Questions from Representation of People's Act 1951 elections you were not able to attempt. Questions from Parliament, let us say, you were not able to attempt. Okay, and you have to map those. Okay, you have to map those. And questions which you attempted and are correct, वो आपका क्या है? Zone of comfort. So what you are finding, that in polity, questions which are from fundamental rights you attempted and most of which you attempted are correct. It means fundamental right as a chapter within polity and constitution is your zone of comfort, and local bodies in polity is your zone of struggle. So in after each test, by mapping the questions which you were not able to attempt, which you attempted but marked the answer wrong, you will identify what? Zone of struggle. And how you will identify zone of comfort? By mapping the questions which you attempted and are correct. Map those questions chapter wise, topic wise, and identify for yourself what? Zone of comfort and zone of struggle. Okay. You know what is happening with many students? They will join test series, they will take up tests in institute, but their performance is repetitive in nature. Test number 1 में भी 30% marks है, test 2 में भी 30% है, test 10 में भी 30% है, UPSC में भी जाके 30% and prelims fail. You know why it's happening? Because they are not performing, they are not tracking their performance. They are not planning improvements. They are not planning reinforcement package. They are only writing test after test. तो test after test से क्या होगा? Time management सीख जाएगा. They will be able to complete the paper in 2 hours and main paper in 3 hours. लिख लेगा, लेकिन marks नहीं बढ़ेगा. If you want your performance to improve test after test, then the game changer is what? This test performance tracker diary. And you need to document in that diary everything which is happening with your performance in a particular test. And then you need to plan how you can improve in the next test. Then test after test, improvement in the performance, and finally when you will go for UPSC exam, then you will be able to give the best shot of yours. Despite I telling this, I know 30% students करेगा test performance tracker diary. उसमें भी 20% जो होगा, they will be doing it selectively. कुछ टेस्ट के लिए करेगा, कुछ के लिए नहीं करेगा. वो 10% जो कर लेता है पूरा all tests, वो नहीं रुकता है. There is no rocket science. इसमें ऐसा नहीं है कि what I am telling is, something out of box. But you have to do this. Okay? So test performance tracker diary, you understood? You have to maintain after the test discussion, you have to document details about your performance and you have to write very precisely test was on which subject, test was on NCERT book, then which NCERT book, how many questions you attempted, how many which you attempted were correct, how many were incorrect, and so on and so forth. And then precisely you need to identify the zone of struggle and zone of comfort, and then you need to plan that how topics which are in the zone of struggle in next test falls within the ambit of zone of comfort. Okay. So that is how, that is how you have to take up test, and this applies even to main test. If there are 20 questions, how many questions you were able to attempt, write answer, and those which you were not able to attempt or write answer for, they are from which topics. That is the way you need to identify the zone of comfort and zone of struggle. And next time when you will revise, a special focus and emphasis will be on such topics which are in the zone of struggle, and very fast accelerated revision of those topics which are in the zone of comfort. High speed revision of topics which are in the zone of comfort, and a special focused revision of those topics which are in the zone of struggle, and you will find that your performance will scale up. Better performance will be there in the next test, and then further satisfactory will be your performance in the test thereafter. And finally, when you will go for UPSC, you will step in the exam hall with confidence and will come out with a smile on your face. Okay. But for that, evaluating your performance, appraisal, assessment, very important, and then commitment to improve upon. That test after test I have to improve upon. Have you understood? Okay, 38 tests and test performance tracker diary. Now, one thing, in your daily schedule, there must be 2.5 hour slot for revision and test preparation. Revision and test preparation. You need to create 2.5 hour slot. Okay. So ideally आपका क्या time table होगा? Okay. 2.5 hour class, 1 hour revision of class notes and जो भी material पढ़ना है, okay, 1 hour revision of class notes and material, 2.5 hour, ये क्या है? Revision and test preparation. Whichever test is going to be, next as per schedule is what you will prepare for. Okay, what you will prepare for. So initial 10 tests will be NCERT based. Then next 10 tests will be module based. And last 10 tests will be simulated test. And when we will start module test, by that time we will also start with what? Main test. As and when we will complete one section or module from any paper of 4 papers of GS, immediately we will conduct one full length main test. So in your daily schedule, 2.5 hours to attend classes, 1 hour to revise the class notes and to read what has been told by teacher during the class discussion, to read or study from the study material or a standard book, and then 2.5 hour slot for, slot for preparing for the upcoming test. Okay, and then 1 hour newspaper reading and making notes, and the way I have suggested during the workshop. If not, if you have not attended, we will provide you the link, you can watch newspaper reading. और ये सबसे important है, okay, सबसे important है newspaper reading and making notes. And then those who are targeting 2023, उनका जून से लेकर नवंबर तक एक शेड्यूल क्या होगा, 3.5 hours का ऑप्शनल. एंड नवंबर के बाद ये भी जो स्लॉट है इज टू बी डाइवर्टेड टुवर्ड्स जीएस. ओके, जीएस को डाइवर्ट करना है. ओके, एवरी वीक एक ऐसे लिखो शॉर्ट, ऐसे इन द इनिशियल डेज, एंड लेटर ऑन, ओके, लेटर ऑन full length essay. Okay, full length essay. So what I am just trying to suggest to all of you to get the maximum benefit out of this course, what is very important, right? What is very important, that you maintain the test performance tracker diary and all 38 tests which we are going to conduct as the part of the course or the curriculum about your experience during the test. You have to document, and through documentation of the experience, you have to identify the zone of comfort and the zone of struggle, and then you have to plan affirmative steps through revision with which your zone of struggle will shrink and zone of comfort will expand. Okay. Zone of comfort will gradually expand and zone of struggle will shrink. And finally, it will disappear. There will be no zone of struggle. Everything which is mentioned within the syllabus ultimately, gradually will be zone of comfort. But test performance tracker diary, maintaining this diary meticulously, scientifically, is of paramount importance in the overall strategy. Have you understood? Yes or no? Okay. Then, sometime what we find, that your decision to attend classes, right? Your decision to attend classes is dependent on the subject in which you have the background, your optional, and sometimes it is also teacher centric. Okay, कि ये टीचर का क्लास है तो क्लास कर लूंगा, ये टीचर नहीं है तो नहीं करूंगा. At the end of the day, who will be the loser? You will be the loser. Every teacher has a slightly different style of teaching, डिलीवरी ऑफ कंटेंट, मेथोडोलॉजी अलग होगा, स्ट्रेंथ अलग होगा. ओके, सो यू शुड नॉट गेट ड्रिवन और impacted by the teacher who is coming to take session. Every teacher has something to offer. Whosoever will come on this podium to address you is competent and has something to give you, gift you, something to offer you. उसको ले लेना है. लाइफ में कंप्लेन, ठीक है, एक की डिफरेंशिएटर क्या होता है, केवल कंप्लेन वाला माइंडसेट. ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है तो मौसम ठीक नहीं है, बहुत गर्मी है. दिल्ली में हो तो बहुत गर्मी भी होगा, बहुत ठंड भी होगा, पॉल्यूशन भी बहुत होगा. ओके, ये सब जो है ना, External things is what is slowing down many individuals. Why? Because they are only complaining in life. क्या क्या कंप्लेन है, हमने सब्जेक्ट ठीक नहीं लिया, अच्छा स्कूल में नहीं पढ़ा, लैंग्वेज पे नहीं काम किया, इसलिए मेरा सिविल सर्विस एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन में स्ट्रगल है. माई स्ट्रगल इज ऑन अकाउंट ऑफ व्हाट? I was not born in a family which can afford sending me to good school. I have not got opportunity to reach to best of the institution. And so on and so forth. Okay, so on and so forth. आपका कैरेक्टर का लिटमस टेस्ट होगा सिविल सर्विस एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन. आई एम टेलिंग यू, challenges will arise during preparation, but you have to resolve challenges, deal with the challenges and march on, move on. You should not get hooked. You should not get impacted by external factor. Internally आपको इतना strong होना है that external factor should not impact you. ये सब तो होगा, but आपको आगे बढ़ना है. Okay? So what I am just inviting you all, that don't miss any test. Test after test, your performance must improve. Actively participate in activities. Okay? And don't choose the class to attend based on teacher. We have a wonderful team. Team spearheaded by, led by Jojo Mathew. He has been my teacher as well. When I started preparation, I have very fond memories of sitting in his class to learn polity and constitution. And then I will be also conducting many sessions in your batch. I will be conducting sessions for polity, constitution, governance. I will be conducting session in Indian geography. I will be conducting session in internal security, and this is the module with which we are starting the batch. Internal security issues, and after that we will take up international and bilateral issues. Then we have a very senior teacher, R.C. Sinha. Okay, very well known, again a teacher of national repute. Then we have Sabir. Okay, he is the director of Educhemy, founder of Educhemy. He is a very well known teacher for geography optional and essay. He will be also coming and taking sessions for essay and some session in geography module in GS. Then we have, Alok Shankar Jha, with whom you met yesterday. We have Atul Garg for ethics. Okay. Then we have Sweta Singh for social issues and comprehension. You have, met her as well yesterday. We have Ritesh Jaiswal for science and technology. You have met him as well. Okay. We have Ajay Srivastava, who will, pitch in for some classes in polity. We have Tehlil Shah, who will be conducting session in economics. We have Akhilesh Chandra Srivastava. He will also pitch in for some classes in life sciences and other science, topics. We have Dimple Nankani. She will also be the part of, geography module within GS. And we have a wonderful, and very well known Rashid Yasin. He will be the part of history. Some section will be taken by Rashid and some section will be taken by Alok Shankar Jha. And like this, we have, a perfect team. We keep on saying that stalwarts have combined to form the dream team for JS. Okay, is what is our punchline for the team which we have. You will find each one of us very committed towards, gifting you all something in the topic which we will, discuss in the class. Okay, discuss in the class. So this is about the team which we have. Okay. Now, test, activities, home assignment, classes, okay, then material. But even with all these, our role will be maximum up to 20% in the success which you are thinking for yourself. Your contribution, your share will be 80%. And I keep on saying, same teachers, same printed material, same guidance, same support, same institute, same environment, same atmosphere, but results are different for different individual. Why? The way you participate in the course, the way you respond to the calls which teachers will give from the podium and the platform. Your contribution is what is going to matter the most. And the team ALS is deeply committed to contribute our share of 20% for each one of you. Right? Our share of 20% for each one of you. Okay. So this is what I want to say about the course which we are going to offer. Okay. So on this note, I will wind up the session for the day.